Good evening. Oh, it's already a couple of hit. Hey Scott, how you doing? Thank you for violently and swiftly attacking the like button. It deserves a good kick in every once in a while. Hope everyone is okay and all doing well. Um, so where do we start? Hello Griffin, how are we doing? It's been a fairly uneventful week in Sharpie land, as it were. Good old Norfolk, England. Hey Caleb. Hey Pam. Are you Pamela or Pamela? Have you had enough coffee yet, Pam? Hey Leslie. Hey Jesse. How is everyone? Hope you're all good. So, the usual way I start out each week with a quick update on what's been going on in the fish room, and not a lot really. Nothing's reproduced, nothing's died, nothing's gone wrong. It's just ticking along nicely. Hey Candy. While we're here, obviously I've got plenty of moderators. So any linky poos to GoFundMe's or whatever, feel free to post them. Yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm alive, Chewie. I think I'm pretty much the undead at this point. I think I may have died about 20 years ago. Yeah. Coffee and painting. Sounds good to me, man. Yeah, so no deaths, no births, other than the obvious, shrimps just keep multiplying at an alarming rate. I did have a count up in with Norman the other day. There's about 70 in there again. Although I seem to be generating either a wild strain or a really pale orange strain. A really pale orangey colour. I'm not sure whether that's a wild coloration or not, but hey, we'll see what happens. You never know. They might be worth more, might be worth less. Still look cool though. They're shrimps. But as I say, Pam painting a cup of coffee. Yep, that's. Now it should be a painting of Pam painting a cup of coffee. Bubba gump shrimp. Yeah, they're the ones, Caleb. Except you wouldn't want to eat these ones. Most of them are just not worth the hassle. There's a couple in here that would probably be good eating. A couple of the bamboo shrimp, which are that kind of length. They still freak me out when they grab hold of your hand, do some work in there, and they grab hold of your finger. But I do have hair. It's not red bob. It's dark browny black, and I don't have a lot of it. I've just not got around to putting a hat on today, basically. Let's have an adjustment. So yes, all good. The newly paired up rams seem to be getting along well. Baby plecos are all doing well. They're getting bigger and bigger. Soon be time to move them into a different tub. And it looks like the female bristlenose has got plenty of eggs in her again. So we're going to have another lot of plecos by the looks of it. Yeah, I wouldn't have a pet snake, Caleb. It's just that simple. I have a thing where I don't really want pets that are capable of killing me or that view me as food. The closest I get at the moment is when the guppies have a nibble when I stick my hand in there. But no, they're not going to harm you. I mean, hell, I'm probably the only person there is that ever got bitten by an angelfish, so these things happen. Hi Alice. Oh, good question, James. Hello, by the way. 5 favourite fish I have or have kept. Hey, Nola Jane. And yeah, read that right. Sand Creek. I was so close to saying Sandy Crack the other day, and that might not have gone down too well. 5 favourite fishies: cribs, platies, bristlenoses, cribs, platies, bristlenoses, pistogrammas, and then let's go for something that I haven't got that I love, but I probably can't have. Let's go for something silly. I'll have to think on that. Thank you very much, Bob. Yeah, as I say, I watch and take part in a lot of live streams. I get a lot of information. I pass it all in my head and figure out what I think is either not necessarily the correct way, but the common sense. Science isn't always that complicated. Although I do think I did upset a couple of people there, Bob, in my comments about filter media. Probably people who have just spent a fortune on Bio Home or whatever the equivalent is. Whale tail, but what is hyphen plume tail play, guppies. Oh yeah, that's one thing I would love to have that I'm probably never going to have, and that would be what for me is the common perch, the common UK perch, which is the Perca fluviatilis. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning little fish. Imagine a shoaling cichlid that is green with black stripes, red fins, and a mouth like the Jersey Tunnel. Yeah, perch is just awesome. I mean, they are predators. Obviously, they've got these scissor jaws, so they can open their mouth as wide as their head, basically. No need, Caleb. I've kept carp. Not a proper cyprinus carpio like Chewie did a video on earlier this week. I've caught thousands of them. It's one of those fish that people seem to make a great deal of how hard they are to catch, but they're really easy. Hello, Edgar. How are you? I originally, when I had the pond, I had a couple of crucian carp in it, which are the Carassius auratus. Super pretty, kind of a buttery gold colour with red tinge to the fins. Super cute little fish. Only grow 4 or 5 pound in weight. Well, the perch will actually get bigger. They'll get to sort of 6.5 pound in weight, I think is the record. Yeah, Caleb, there's a reason that carp are known as lake pigs. It's because they eat everything that's on the bottom. Literally everything. And much of my views on filters and media, my views on catching carp caused a lot of problems in carp forums. Let's put it that way. People are, oh, you need this rig with, you have to use this special line and this special hook link and this knot and this precise bait presented this far off the bottom, and then I go, no, just scale it all down. Use something they can't see, and then you'll catch them. Oh, yep, the urban goldfish. Well, it happens. I've seen those videos now, Jane. It's absolutely awesome. No worries, James. And yeah, so we don't necessarily get that, but most of our sort of public waterways or lakes, people have dumped goldfish in at some point or other. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a slightly different species of carp, but it's, yeah. They're all basically the same. They're easy enough to catch. People just make it. People like to make things look harder than they really are. Happens in most hobbies. Yeah, they're the silver carp. No hat today, Alice. I do apologise. I even combed my hair this morning and washed it. So wow. Amateur aquatics. Hey, not Tim. How are you? Um, yeah, fishing can be peaceful. It's all depends how busy the day is. I've had days. Yeah, we do have Wells catfish, Caleb. There's a couple in my local lake. They're not that big. I think the biggest one's about 15, 20 pound. Over my right shoulder, that tank there is cherry shrimp and nerite snails. That one there is a pair of rams and some celestial poldanios. This is a general mixed community, and the other ones are pretty much similar kind of veins. Yeah. Yeah, so the Wells, it's the River Ebro in Spain where they get the biggest, because they've taken a cold water fish, put it into warm water with no predators, and wonder why they end up getting 9 foot and 300+ pound in weight. Yeah, it's not going to be long before they start eating people. Let's be honest. Yeah, so I've had peaceful fishing days where you catch one or two, or a dozen, couple of dozen. Depends what they are, how often you're catching them. Nice, peaceful, relaxing day, nice weather. Watching the world go by, watching all the wildlife, the kingfishers, the water voles, all that kind of stuff. And then you get the days where you don't catch anything, you freeze your nuts off, you get soaking wet. And then you get the days, especially if you're surface fishing for carp, where you end up swearing at the fish to give you a break because you haven't even had time to roll a cigarette for the last 4 hours. It's literally play one fish, fight it, bring it in, net it, unhook it, put it back, rebait, cast out, put the rod in the rest, pick up the backy tin off the table, go start rolling, catch the rod, and then you get sworn at by the other people fishing because they're not catching and you're catching all of the fish. Yeah, that's because I'm using a smaller hook and they can't see or feel it, and I'm using finer line so they can't see or feel it. Yes, it takes me longer to get them in because they could break the line, but I'm going to win in a match. Yeah, I'll say the Wells catfish is just huge, and no, they have no. Let's just say they have no attractive, redeeming qualities. They're basically a greeny brown tube with a couple of fins and a hole at one end that food goes in, and a smaller hole at the other end that food goes out. That's pretty much it. And not attractive fish to look at. And they're a nightmare to catch as well. Catching them is not too hard. It's getting the hook out that's the pig. Yeah, killer whales, orcas, they are stunning fish, or stunning mammals, I should say. For some reason you think of it lives in the water as a fish. They're not, they're mammals. But seals are sea dogs. Big ugly slugs, yeah. It's pretty much it, Caleb. Banners and the reptiles, yeah, they're cool. I think some catfish are really quite pretty. It's the biggest species or biggest genus of fish I think there is, genus, family, whichever one it is. More species of catfish in the world than anything else, which is when you think about it, they mainly eat what nothing else will eat, or the dead stuff, so kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think I've seen that amateur where, yeah, it's on a list of bad ideas. That's right up there. Okay, it's made Spain a lot of money with the fishing, but basically killed that river. There's not much else left in there now other than Wells Catfish. Hey, Big J, how you doing? No, Jay, you just cool full stop. Doesn't matter whether you're an aunt or not. Hey, Rockford, how you doing? Yeah, nothing like a good lay-in if you can get one. Oh, Bob. Oh, you should know better than being on top. He says, checking he's on live chat, not top chat. For some reason, mine defaults to live chat. Yeah, there's big carp in Spain as well. Yeah, it's because Spain is that little bit warmer than the rest of Europe, so fish tend to grow bigger. Hey D, how you doing? Good to see you. Golden Dorados, yeah, stunning, but you wouldn't want to try and put one in a tank. The Golden Dorado would make a arowana look like something that's not going to try and escape. Yeah, more caffeine, Bob. No, nothing particularly chewy. Although I did break out some Smith's records earlier in the week, just for a giggle, and no, and to depress myself because I can't play them anymore. Actually, with the guitar, I can listen to them, but I can't actually make my fingers move that fast anymore. Yeah, Pacus are weird. Vegetarian and whatever in their native climate, but where they've been introduced, they seem to like eating human testicles. They've been get called the ball cutter fish. Yeah, no thanks. Again, I ain't getting in any water that's got stuff in there that can either eat me or eat parts of me or swim up parts of me. I don't want fish swim up. Let's put it that way. Sounds a plan, Rockford. Oh, he'll be happy for his whole life. It won't be a very long life, but he'll be happy. Bit like Homer Simpson got the lobster and put it in the bath and then accidentally made it too hot and cooked him. But I have a dwarf snakehead, don't have teeth. You're going to keep on at me till I get a dwarf snakehead, aren't you, Chewie? Just so you can live your love vicariously. Well, if the next time I go to the wholesaler, if he's still got them in, part of my plan is next time I go to ask if I can actually take a video. I will get some video of them for you, Chewie. Although they don't tend to do much, they do just tend to sit in their PVC tube and look grumpy. Two albinos. Might not have grown yet, Bob, but that's something I notice is I don't see my fish grow. I don't notice it because I see them all every day, as it were. Yeah, I think he did call us goons. That's all right. We'll call him something more offensive when he comes back. No, so it's a lot of the aquatic hobby in the UK is the common popular fish. There's a lot of African cichlids, especially around here because we're in a hard water area. And then a lot of guppies and platies and tetras. You know, it's yeah. I mean, there are obviously the more specialised fish and fish keepers, but it's not such a big thing over here. Yeah, you goonie. Give us a truffle shuffle. Yeah, I'll say I don't notice it because I see them day to day, but because Mary comes over like once a week and sees the fish, and she can see that like the baby plecos are bigger. Or hey, you guys, come on, we all know someone we call Sloth behind their back. Also their face, it depends how much they peed you off that day. I know probably half a dozen people that I call Sloth. And I'm not going to do a truffle shuffle before anyone asks. You don't want to see that. But yeah, I'll say, so Mary will go, oh, such and such has grown. Have they? Yeah, seeing them all every day, don't really notice it until one day you just look and go, whoa, yeah, you got big. Hey Dan, how you doing? Yeah, I'll say Goonies is definitely a kiddies movie. If you enjoyed it as a kid and you rewatch it as an adult, you can kind of reminisce, but it doesn't really hold up that well. Yeah, there's the age difference. Nickname something from Ice Age. Ice Age, you weren't around when I was at school. There was one lad with really long fingers that we called E.T., but that was about it. Other than that, it was usually just either some random nickname like Four Eyes or Spotty or Crater Face. Sticking floor tiles for ceiling with no more nails. Sounds a plan. At least I won't fall down. But yeah, it's got to be better than them god awful. Oh, I don't know if they made it to the States. But oh, I definitely survived the Ice Age. I've been around for millions of years. The use in the UK, we used to have the polystyrene ceiling tiles that were all the rage at one point, high fashion. Yeah, you paint over them several times, blah blah blah. Then you decide you move into a new house, and everywhere's got them polystyrene ceiling tiles. You go to pull them all down, and it's an absolute nightmare. It'd be easier to literally just plaster the ceiling over the top of them. E.T. gave you nightmare. Oh, bless. I didn't get nightmares from E.T. I got thrown out of the cinema for laughing when E.T. died. I'd already seen the movie before, and it was a school trip to Wyndham Flea Pit Cinema, just up the road from me. That's not there anymore. And yeah, I got chucked out for laughing because it was a school thing. All the girlies were crying, and there's me sat there laughing my ass off. Yeah, well, let's just say I hope aliens don't look like ET. Dominic, hi Dominic, how you doing? I have vids on the tank behind me. Somewhere on my channel in the aquatics playlist, I think it's the aquatics playlist. It might be fish or fish tanks. I can't remember what I call it. I've been asleep since then. Yeah, there's videos on all the various tanks I've got. This one might be a ways back. It's the Fluval Roma 200. Yeah, Dan, that's a really weird dream. Yeah, I think that probably says more about you. But then compared to my dreams, that is completely tame. If I dreamt that, I'd wake up in the morning going, "What the hell? That was a bit tame." Um, Shining. Oh, Shining is a great movie. But yeah, I think that's part of the problem with me is I was watching movies like that and reading Lovecraft and that kind of thing from yeah, from that kind of age. I was reading that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm basically on a quest to find a horror movie that actually scares me. That one that keeps me awake at night. I haven't found one. Game of posters, Evil Sister. Oh yeah, I'm loving that auto carrot Mel Gibson. Yeah, it was okay. Oh, hi Kerry. Watership Down. I can see some tears, but it's not scary. I mean, I think it was a relatively local butcher. Because around here, people still eat rabbit, and had the sign in the window. You've read the book, seen the movie. Now you can eat the cast. Changeling. Yeah, that's a good one. The dirt cannon on tracks. It's getting there, Caleb, slowly but surely. I've had my how can I put? Well, what I'll do this week, I'll put some transparent umber ink on it to break up the green. Put the decals on, and robbed the tracks off the KV122 to put on it because of the boo-boo where I had to tidy up, threw away the spare track parts, and realised one of my tracks wasn't long enough. But fortunately, having built a lot of them, I have spares. In other words, a complete spare set of tracks ready made up. Army of Darkness is awesome. Hey FNS, how you doing? Yeah, so I mean, what are my favourite kind of horror movies? I mean, I love Army of Darkness. Those Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, first few before it turned into a comedy. Same with Child's Play, the first few of those. Dog Soldiers is just awesome. We're boned, as it were. In notifications coming up. Yeah, Freddy, Hellraiser, Event Horizon. I mean, you just got to look through my DVD collection. Probably at least 50% of it is horror movies. Having lived in haunted houses and then watched a lot of horror movies. Yeah, Puppet Master was cool. Killer Clowns from Outer Space was funny as well. Let's be honest, clowns are weird. Clowns were weird before Stephen King ever wrote it. I never really got the point. Or oh yeah, The Thing is a great movie. Yeah, George Lynch soundtrack. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it's when the clown's got the guy and he's operating him like a glove puppet. He basically just ripped out his spine and stuck his hand up the back. when I watched that, I was of the age where I looked at it and went, cool. Yeah, Alien. Yeah, I mean, the later ones get knocked. Alien versus Clowns. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, Predators. But again, it's when those movies like Alien or Predator first came out, they were so far ahead of what had been done, and then all the others that come after it get judged by that first one and can't stand up to it. Um, oh yeah, Jack Nicholson as the Joker. That was when he realised he didn't have to act anymore; he could just be Jack Nicholson. Um, and yet, Mark Hamill voices the cartoon Joker. Yep, Luke Skywalker is the Joker. Spoiler if you didn't know that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Bob, for popping Scotty's GoFundMe up there. Yeah, Prometheus. I had to watch it a couple of times before I sort of was following it completely. There's still some really daft plot holes and stupid decisions. Hi Leah, how you doing? Yeah. So I don't really have that many sort of favourites of things like Joker or Batman even. The thing I find with Batman is you'll get someone who's really good as Batman, but they're not really that good as Bruce Wayne. It's like George Clooney was epic as Bruce Wayne, but sucked as Batman. Christian Bale, great as Batman, sucked as Bruce Wayne. It's Blade Runner again, another just epic movie that just stands alone. It's a Space 2000 or 2001. Things like that, which just stand aside from time. They're just timeless classics. And the giveaway there is that they used actual stuff. Real matte paintings for backgrounds, real models of spaceships. Sharknado. They're all awesome movies, Scott. You know that. Exactly. It's and the Batmobile's just got more and more ludicrous. And the Michael Keaton was of that era. Michael Keaton was probably my favourite and had the best Batmobile. The Tumbler is cool. Just doesn't. It's not a Batmobile. It's a military vehicle. The bad guy is using. I mean, camo. Yeah, that works. But yeah, CGI is just used for CGI's sake these days. If you can get someone who can build a good model of something, then it will look much better on camera than any CG ever will. And if you watch the Blu-ray version of 2001, all those models still hold up. Whereas you go back and watch something from 2001, which used the really bad CGI, it just looks horrible. I mean, when Species first came out, it was like, wow. But then you look at it now, it's like, oh my God, what did I do that on? Yeah? And then a Super Nintendo or Game Boy Color? Yeah, so I just don't find I scare watching something or reading something anymore. Just desensitized. That's it. The court, yeah, that wasn't too bad. But again, as soon as you see that it's CG, it just pulls you straight out. Yeah, Jason Statham. or Statham, as I call him. Yeah, he might have been a good Batman, but it wouldn't have been a very good Bruce Wayne. Who's afraid of the big black bag. Yeah, that could be taken so many ways. Interview with the Vampire. Yeah. So the Dracula story has been done so many times. And has anyone actually improved on it from the originals? No, other than obviously Dracula Dead and Loving It, because that was just epic, just awesome, hilarious. I mean, heck, even if you don't like Leslie Nielsen, you've got Rebecca De Mornay to look at, so win-win. Oh, not Vin Diesel. No, not Keanu either. Yeah, Pitch Black was a great movie. See you later, D. Have a good day. Don't work too hard. And yeah, there is. Well, you got 3 Riddick movies, and that was pretty much enough. I'm sorry, but I've seen The Pacifier, and therefore I can never take Vin Diesel seriously. I'm not that you could anyway, but no, I mean, Twilight. Let's just be honest. I call it Twishite, and I don't have to watch it to know it sucks. You just look at it. You see a clip, and you go, "That's going to be bad." Yeah. Do you mean Burt Ward, Chewie? I thought he had died. Because I know he went into porn for a while. Yes. Yeah, it's one of those things, kind of, where the books, because you can use your imagination, it works better. Whereas when you're relying on someone else's imagination that may not be that great, they might be straight down the line, this is how everything is, rather than a bit weird and wacky like some of us are. Usually you find movie adaptations of books rather disappointing. There are obvious exceptions. Oh, go on then, Bob, if you want me to post my PayPal. Less of a link, more of me just typing my email address out. I can remember it. So if anyone's got spare cash left after helping out Scott, Pam, Candy, anyone else, and is feeling exceptionally flush and would like to donate something to the Keep Sharpie Fed account, then that is my email address right there. Gladly accept PayPal. Once I get, I say X-Men, that has really aged badly. And when the killer for that was when they did the timeline thing and then switched the younger versions, and it just doesn't work. Now, I'm not saying they can't act, because there's some really good actors amongst them, but they just don't work as an ensemble. So I like the Avengers movies, but you can tell all of the cast get on together. They get on well. they're friends. You can tell by the chemistry. Yeah, well, I mean, there's only one person could be Professor X, isn't there? But no one else could be Xavier. There's only Patrick Stewart. Although I did keep expecting him to go make it so #1. The Picard movie is due out on Amazon fairly shortly, so might be checking that one out. It looks kind of interesting anyway. Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah, it's all remakes, sequels, threequels, reboots. Reboots are even worse than remakes. And when like the Spider-Man, how many times do they reboot that? And you're like, no. Much as I wasn't a fan of the original ones, Tobey Maguire to me is the movie Spider-Man. You know, it's just the way it is. I know you're there lurking, Alice. Just sitting there fluttering your eyelashes at me. And Hulk. I'll say the Avengers had Hulk pretty much bang on until the last one or the last two, where they kind of went in between. So it was like Intelligent Hulk, which is no. Matrix 4. Yeah, Matrix 1 was good. Matrix 2 was okay. Matrix 3 was just meh. There was a lot read into those movies that just wasn't intended or wasn't there. I think there's the Wachowski, whichever. The brothers pretty much come out and go, no, that was just a plot hole. Yeah, it is canon, but it just doesn't seem right to me. And again, I mean, Mark Ruffalo's done a great job, but to me, the Hulk is Lou Ferrigno, painted green. You know, it's one of those things where you get someone does a role and you just can't see anyone else doing it. Yeah. Oh, Tim Curry. Yeah, that's the one. I mean, the new versions of it. To me, Pennywise is not Tim Curry. What's his name? Whoever played the original Pennywise. That is so. The new guy, he does great. He's just not Pennywise. So if you want models like that, Caleb, just look at Bandai Gundam or Hasegawa. What do they do? Is it called the Maschinen Krieger? And then Games Workshop Dreadnoughts, basically. Rock of Ages. Dark Crystal, yeah. Hey, movie trivia night is good with me. Now, I'd happily talk about almost anything. I'm one of those strange people that flits back and forth and from different hobbies and pastimes and gets plenty of information from all of them, so I can ramble for ages on most subjects. One of these days I might do a tour and actually show my DVD collection, which shows most of you go, oh, that explains it. Let's be honest, when I got rid of my VHS collection, yeah, Maschinen Krieger are expensive. Yeah, so when the whole VHS died, and everything. You know, you couldn't. Well, my video player died basically, and it was just ludicrous trying to get a new one. So I was like, well, you know, I'm not going to get any money for them, so I might as well just bin them. And we in the UK we have wheelie bins. So about 3.5 foot, about 18 inches, 2 feet across and wide. And it took me 3 weeks of filling that bin up with VHS tapes to get rid of them all. Yeah. And I'll say the other big issue with it, now, Jane, is not everything that was available on VHS has made it to DVD or Blu-ray. And there's movies that I had. Hey, Tampa Tom, how you doing? I would say enjoy your water changes, but no, most of us don't necessarily enjoy it. I kind of do. Anytime you've got your hands in the tank mucking about is a good time to me. Yeah, I mean, we had I would say some people grumble about it, some people hate doing it, some people are constantly looking on ways to avoid doing it. Just do it. To me, it'd be like keeping hamsters, rats, or bunnies or something, and not changing their bedding. You know, you do it because you have to. You have to. You do it to care for your pet. You know, so again, this is not something I was ever really aware of until I started keeping fish and down to 3 tanks. Doesn't take too long then, Tom. So yeah, I think I've got 8 or 9 at the moment, but as you can see, most of mine are fairly small. So you know, and some of the smaller tanks. Oh, hang on, let's put this down here so I don't tangle everything up and chuck everything everywhere. Say on the smaller tanks, this is my water change gear. Vermont, Pittsburgh, Iowa, New York, Blockbuster, Ontario, small town next to Ottawa. Yeah, I'll say, but until I started fish keeping and getting involved with the fish fam, I never realised just how much of an issue power cuts were in the States. We just don't get them. Oh, we do, but you know, not anywhere to the extent. I mean, if we have a big thunderstorm come through, it might knock out the power for half hour. And that might happen, you know, maybe 3-4 times a year. That's it. But then all our power cables are, other than the main grid one. Oh, check my PayPal. What you done, Bob? What have you done? Oh, yeah. So we've got the main electric pylons that run the national grid, and then other than that, all our power cables are underground, so it's not an issue. Oh, here we go. Come on, wake up. Blooming heck, thank you very much, Bob. That is most appreciated, my friend. Siggy and Red Bull run. That's a lot of Siggies and a lot of Red Bull. Thank you very, very much, Bob. What that will actually go towards is epistogrammas. And yeah, most of our telephone lines are underground as well. Yeah, I'm technically on fiber optic internet, but I haven't actually got the cable running to my house. Weird, I don't know. Cable runs to the street, and then it's normal copper cables. But yeah, it's there will be as soon as I find. I mean, I've got to go up to Norwich tomorrow. Phone issues. I think my contract's run out basically. So yeah, I'll pop into the local. Yeah. Well, I mean, to you guys in the States, it would be extremely local, being like only 20 minutes drive by car or 45 minutes by bus. Yeah, that's probably the place I'll have to go to get a pistos, and I'll have a look in there tomorrow, Bob, see if I can find any. Yeah, that's exactly it, Kerry. You get to choose what you want to watch, not what broadcasters or focus groups think you want to watch. Charge $800 for the light bulb. Jeez. You see, in the UK, if you got a street lamp, as it were, or a pylon or a telegraph pole, geometry in the barn. Yeah, I can kind of understand that one. I say, if there's a public service that runs across our property, we're not responsible for it, unless, as you say, you cut a tree down and you knock it over. But still, $800 does seem a bit much to call out a lineman, and probably spent about an hour doing it. And thank you very much, Caleb. So I don't actually pay what these should be. I only buy as part of a meal deal. So we get most places do a £3 meal deal where you get sandwiches, snack, and a drink. So I'll get the most expensive sandwiches, which are normally like a 3-pack of sausage, bacon, and egg, or as I normally get, and egg, because the cat eats all the bacon and the sausage. They're like $2.90. Then I'll get the snack that's sort of usually some like fridge raiders or something like that, which is like $1.40, and then a can of this, which is £2. So it comes up like near £7, and you get it for £3, and they're still making money on that. So. Yeah, so I've not looked into like living on farms, but I think you provide. In that case, you would provide the cable to the end of your drive, which will be underground, and then they hook you up, as it were. But it's everywhere around here has been on mains electric for so long that nobody knows about that stuff anymore. Caleb snowplow hit our mailbox. 8-inch steel plate. So he just bent the snowplow. Yeah, I will say that's the other thing. We don't have mailboxes in the UK. We have a letterbox, a letterbox in the door that the post gets pushed through. Postie comes right up to your door and posts it straight through, which is okay until you got someone that says "do not bend," and then they have to bend it to put it through. And yeah, and if you're not in, then they stick a card through says you weren't in. Either come to the post office to collect it, or we've left it with your neighbour. Or if you're lucky like me and you know your postie really well, it goes, I've left you a parcel, see if you can find it. And yeah, postie hires the parcels up for me. The last one was Last one was in my shed. I've got an old clothes dryer, and she got in the shed, opened the old clothes dryer up, put the parcel in there, and shut it all up again. It took me ages to find it. I've been out of the States. Yeah, also I've not been out of the UK. I've not been overseas technically, but I don't think you count some of the offshore islands as overseas, really. You see, our posties, you know, there's all the jokes about the posties getting savaged by the dogs, but generally what happens is the postie is friends with the dogs. It's licked to death. Which is probably why they wear shorts all year round, just so they don't end up with hair all over them. But, you know, one too many people get bitten and sue, then gets to the point where it's cheaper. Yeah, exactly. You know, pet the chickens. Mary's old postie always used to pop the parcels around, just pop them through the back gate and around the back garden, and she'd stop off and say hello to Tony, the rabbit. Hey Brian, how you doing? Have a good sleep, buddy. No, you can't win. Oh, how is my 5-stage RO system? No more fish problems related to shitty city water. Yeah, have fun with that, Leah. I'm sure you'll do wonderful with that. Again, not something that's on my list of things to do unless I decide to start keeping more Caradina shrimp or a marine setup. Thanks for popping that in, Brian. Yeah, thumbs ups are always good. Let's start petting zoo. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure quite a few of us could probably start an aquarium, as it were. Especially those who've got a fish room that is outside of their home. Because I'm sure people would pay to come and see fishies. Especially if you've got, you know, all natural planted tanks and everything looks lovely and pretty. And plant business. Yeah. So as I was saying the other week with the ants, yeah, as long as they stay outside, ants are great. But 2 out of 3, yeah, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Chewie. Actually, at the moment we've got more likes than watchers, so that's a bonus. Yeah, 2 out of 3. Well, 22 out of 21 is paradise by the dashboard light for me. That's perfectly happy. Yeah. Thank you, FNS. Yeah, it's. How do you deal with them, Kerry? Because I mean, I'd have thought if you're keeping ants, then using an ant poison to kill the ones that come in that you don't want in could cause problems. Similar to having fish tanks, and if you get flies come in, you start spraying fly spray around, you're going to kill your fish. Oh yeah, hearing Tyre or Floor sing that one would have been a... Ooh, I'm glad I pre-read that twice, Kerry, because I really pronounced that wrong. The formicariums. I nearly said fornicariums, which I think is something completely different. Is that a posh name for a brothel? I'm guessing a fornicarium has red lights. That's the difference. Venus flytraps. I had a really nice Venus flytrap, and someone decided to water it with tap water and killed it. Yeah, they thought they were doing me a favour. Oh, it looks a bit dry. I'll put some water on it. Yeah, killed it with tap water. Yeah. I say these days I use the best way of getting rid of flies. Yeah, I figured it was, Kerry, formicarium. Huckleberry. Fire ants nest. Oh, yeah, that's not going to be pleasant. I think the worst one I've done like that was I fell out of a tree into a ditch full of stinging nettles and brambles, wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and the only way I could pull myself out was by grabbing hold of said brambles and stinging nettles and dragging myself out. Alice is having an identity crisis. Parrot mother. Oh, bless Alice. Is that something to do with work? Are you saying that? Did you by any chance accidentally swear and all the little ones started copying? Ah, right. Yeah, they are beautiful. My old man used to keep parrots, so they're lovely until they decide that they don't like you, and then yeah, you don't want to know how big a chunk a orange wing Amazon macaw can take out of your shoulder when it decides to. And that will be going back, what, best part of 30 years. I've still got the scar. That was a full-grown orange wing Amazon. She stood best part of 2 foot tall, and just one day decided she didn't like me anymore and took a big chunk out of my shoulder. Oh, Bob, you're not allowed Sophie. Okay, Sophie is Susie Q's macaw. Yeah, if it was gonna, I mean, lovebirds are just as vicious. They just take a smaller chunk out. Because a lovebird is just a mini parrot, really. Yeah, well, it's hence the formicarium. They use formic acid. Kerry, that's what I would guess anyway. Yeah, the hyacinthine macaw is probably my favourite. I think it's also the biggest. Yeah, they all are. They will all eat flesh given the chance. But you know, it's one thing having something like a lorikeet or a cake come and sit on your shoulder and stick its head round and say hello and give you a lick or a little nibble, or sit on top of your head, and you're wearing a baseball cap, and then all of a sudden you just get this parrot head come looking under the thing. Formica. Yeah. Because of the formic acid. I don't know whether it's their blood or is it what's in there. I think the formic acid is in the sting, isn't it? And what they spray. So yeah, random nature, random knowledge from Sharpie. Looking in that, it's more than trying to get caught up on housework. I know the feeling. I know that feeling all too well. You think, do I sit here and watch whatever this is on YouTube, or do I do the chore that needs doing? Yeah, and way too often the YouTube wins out in my book. Which is why I had to say no to Blackie yesterday, because I really did have to get caught up on my housework. Oh, yes, I know the one that I know the McCall Bob's after. Yeah. Yeah, everyone hates housework. Yeah, I was saying we used to breed the lovebirds, but they're psychotic little creatures. You see lovebirds fight. I didn't see that Cohen was posting again. I do know him, and I won't go into that, Caleb. But let's just say there were problems. If you watched Paul's, what was it last bench up, the one where he was telling about his history in modelling and ISM and UMP? Yeah, I was kind of part of some of that, and yeah, we'll leave it there. But yeah, I know Mike. Birds once. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, birds, even if they're in a cage, they do have a tendency to squirt outside of the cage. It's just what they do. Or you can guarantee as soon as you get them out of the cage, they decide to squirt down your back. And parrot poop is very hot, and it burns. It's very acidic. Yeah, but ants aren't evil, psychotic things, though, Kerry. Hey, it's not humouring you. It's interesting. It's nature. You know, we all depend. If it weren't for ants, we'd probably all be up to our knees in dead stuff. Same with wasps. Wasps, people say, have no use. Wasps eat dead stuff. If it wasn't for wasps, we'd be up to our knees in rotting flesh. Yeah, bullet ants are the smallest Satan. They are evil little beggars. No, that we won't. I wouldn't be surprised if there were ants living in Antarctica. But bad joke. Yeah. I see. I don't have that many spiders in my house anymore since I had all the fish tanks. I don't know whether they get attracted to the tanks, but there's more than once I've found like the odd leg floating around in there from a spider. I also got quite a few frogs out in the garden as well, so they eat them too. The cat does as well. So it's all part of our natural ecosystem, and anytime we lose any part of it, specifically insecty type stuff, it has a big effect. Brown recluses. Yeah, I'm guessing you don't sleep much at all then, Caleb, if you're infested with brown recluse spiders. They are starting to come over to the UK now as well, which is a bit of a thing. So if I see a brown spider, I just stomp on it. Better be safe than sorry. Most of ours are just black wolf spiders. I mean, they get a decent size, but they will bite you if you accidentally sit on them. But that's about it. Still don't like them. Aren't aggressive, but I love living in. Yeah, I couldn't live anywhere I had to check my shoes every morning. Speaking of small things, hiya, Haley, how you doing? How's the Dragon Ninja doing lately? Hope you're recovering from your pre-Christmas exertions, and the little puppy is doing well. Yes, you see. See, I know you for having cool shoes, Haley, so it was an easy one to make. But yes, it's now I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, spiders nasty. As long as they stay out, as long as spiders stay out there or where I can't see them, they're fine. So when you get the what we call the big, sort of that size wolf spider, comes running across the carpet just before you're about to go to bed, or you see it running across the bedroom wall just as you're getting into bed. Yeah, I can do without that. Good, you're feeling a bit better. Yeah, well, puppies are all crazy. Oh, pardon me. Hopefully that was a bit quieter than last week. We'll soon find out. Yeah, it's just far too many legs and eyes. But no, they do good. I mean, I think of animals that we could choose to lose or use, no, we could lose and it wouldn't make a big difference. It's going to be the higher order, the higher mammals. So things like, specifically pandas, they're cute, but they've evolved themselves into a cul-de-sac, and if it wasn't for human intervention, they'd have just gone extinct of their own accord. Um, just stuff like that. Not great whites, not big, much better scales than fur. Yeah, well, scales are easier to look after, Haley. You just put them in some water that's clean and the type of water they like with the kind of stuff they like, and you just remember to feed them every day or twice a day or however. Yeah. Oh yeah, Kerry, it's definitely us that are screwing up the planet. Yeah, there is that as well, Nola Jane. Yeah, fish don't tend to leave fur everywhere. So if you've got a cat as fluffy as Zach is, then it's not too bad this time of year because it's cold, so he's keeping his fur. But when it starts warming up again and he decides to molt, it'll just be white fluff everywhere. I picked him up earlier and you can't really tell, because I'm not. If it had been like August time, I'd have a big white patch of fur all over me. Yes, it's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Right. Yeah, it's there are ways and means, but the problem is basic human greed. Just dictates the way things run at the moment. So, it's not popping out of the ground. Yeah, well, I mean, rattlesnakes hibernate, so I wouldn't be surprised if other species of snakes hibernated. Okay, have fun at work, Haley. Don't work too hard. Remember, and I should try and have fun. It's getting close to bedtime, so that'll be good. Although I did have a good nap this afternoon. But yeah, some species of snake do hibernate. Cats. Yeah, see, that's not the cat's fault though, Kerry, is it? It's our fault for introducing animals to places that they don't belong. Yeah, you always at work watching live streams, Caleb. It's it's just the way it is. So it's there is one recorded incident of a single animal wiping out an entire species, and that is a cat or a lighthouse keeper's cat on a small island. And it was after it killed the last one of the birds, they realized it was a species that wasn't found anywhere else. Yeah. Oh, 70 hours. No. Screw 70 hours a week. Half that is plenty enough in my book. I mean, ideally, I would like to work from 12 to 1 with an hour for lunch. get paid lunch, and get about £75 an hour. That's my ideal job, really. Unless I could go on like these panel shows and just sit there and tell things how I see them. That would probably upset quite a lot of people. Yes, this is it. Hobbies cost money. It's one reason why modelers build a stash, because you never know when you're going to either lose a job or, you know, have big bills and stuff, or be short of money. If you've got a stash of kits sat there, you know, you've got 20, 30, 40 to 300 kits, it's not a big deal. You can still afford to do your hobby. Similar with fish keeping. I mean, if your fish are breeding and you can sell off the young, and you could probably just about scrape by getting the food and what have you. Oh, we have someone famous just showed up, just trying to eat my head at the moment. It's Dave. Dave the bristlenose, the female. Dave is always welcome to show up. Yeah, let's just put it this way, Caleb. I've seen what Norm has inside his loft, his attic. Let's just say, yeah, Norm's never going to build them all. I don't think he's even got enough time to take them all out of the box, start them, and put them back in the box. Brush nose. I've heard of a bushy nose. I'm guessing they're probably the same thing, just called different names. Because I think, is there a Medusa as well? Whether it's, you know, a different L number, but they're all very similar, I would think, Kerry. I mean, Dave is a female, so there's no bristles at all. Because I misjudged the sex, and yeah, so I've got Chris and Dave, and it's stayed that way. Yeah, I think bushy nose is just a different name for a bristle nose. I may be wrong, it may be a different L number, but they look kind of the same to me. But then I'm no expert on these things. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, my mother bristlenose, the mother of my babies, is Bertie. And then the one I thought was going to be a female is the male, and that's Spotty. I'm just going to give up trying to sex fish when they're younger. Just wait until it's obvious which one's which. I mean, there was Dorian the angelfish. She went psycho on me. And you could keep bluegills that you catch. Yeah, I've got in with Norman in his, yes, Caleb. I have named a fish after Norman, my better. In his tank there is a nerite snail called Bob, and in here there is a nerite snail called Big Bob, because he's huge. When you're talking about a nerite snail that fish get out of the way of, see if I can see him anywhere. No, we're talking about a nerite snail that's that kind of size. It's huge. Oh, well, I hope it's not the one you brush your teeth with, Tom. Yeah, Peanut the Pea Puffer. That sounds about right to me. I'd probably go with something slightly more psychotically murderous. Maybe. Exactly. You know, you give them sensible names that make sense to you. I mean, like, you know, the female crebences in here that killed her mate, Pam. Yeah. And the other one is called Cribby. And then down there is Mama Ram. And over there is Miss Ram, because she's not a mummy yet. You know? Oh, I've been called a reptile in the past, Caleb. I can't quite lick my own eyeballs, but you know, yay, not Tim's back. I'm not going to lick my nose, but I can't lick my eyeballs. I mean, if I could do that, I would have money. Oh, that's good. He's omming. Hi, Brandon. Thank you very much, Mr. B, for showing it out on the notifications. We shall see if anyone turns up. It's one of those where I'm not tech savvy enough to, or brave enough as well, to get the link, then like open other windows and share it around and then go back. I'd probably end up closing down the live stream or crashing the computer or posting a link to something completely random. It's just not me. I'm an analog guy in a digital age, let's put it that way. Give me a carburetor and I can fix it. Give me a fuel injection system, like, the hell's that? Where's the needle? Where's the float bowl? I can build you an actual wall, but I can't build you a firewall. Thank you very much, Mr. B. You know, one of these days I'll figure out computers. But when I started with computers, they didn't even have tape decks on them. On my first computer, I had 1K of memory. 1 meg, not 1 gigabyte, 1 kilobyte of memory. The Sinclair ZX81. That would have been 1981. No, that's not right, Caleb. If they were alien reptiles, they'd do a better job. That's the whole point of the Fish Tubers notifications, Kerry. Is everyone who's a member is welcome to post their links to their fishy content on their YouTubes. And I do need to check these things more often, but yeah, so the Spectrum was the one after 23. Oh, is that Cichlids 23 having a name change or someone else? I can never remember these things. I have trouble remembering. It is. Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer. No, it's not. Yeah, so I generally turn all my notifications off for everything, because when things start randomly beeping and whirring at me and vibrating and making noises, it just annoys me, so I just turn them all off. Yeah, it's sharing and notification, nothing but shared content. So it's one of those things you do have to be careful of. Some Facebook groups, yeah, feel free, share your link, job done, no one complains. Other ones, I've been kicked out of groups for sharing a link, and not to a new video. Here's my new video. I've been kicked out of modeling groups because someone's asked a question. I've told them, yeah, I've actually done a video on this, blah, blah, blah. And then they go, have you got a link to the video? So you go, yep, there you go. Here's a link to said video. And then you get kicked out of the group for sharing a link to a video to help another member of the group. Yeah, that's so I mean, it would probably be good if we had a list of fishy Facebook groups where we could post links, because I'm sure not everyone is a member of every group. I mean, I know I'm not. Oh, nah, you don't need to edit, Caleb. I've never edited a video. It's you just need to be able to ramble on semi-coherently until you decide you've had enough of rambling, and then you say bye. That's probably why, after however many videos and years, I still haven't got monetized. Mind you, me taking a kind of big break of like a year and a half in the middle of it. Yeah, it's, again, it all depends on the groups, Caleb. I mean, the Rivet Counters modelling group or the Scale Modelers Critique group, telling a rivet counter to eat dirt is a bad way to go. Other groups, it's like you'll get a thumbs up for it. Yeah, I say YouTube. Let's put it this way with the promotion of smaller channels. YouTube exists to make money, right? So smaller channels like us aren't monetized, or if we are, we don't get that many views. So YouTube doesn't make a lot of money, if any, out of us. So they promote the videos that are going to make them more money, which, you know, sensible, you know, common sense business practice. Promote the thing that makes you money, not the thing that costs you money. So yeah, when you're smaller, you're not going to get anywhere near the top of any search lists unless you're really good at naming, really good at tagging, all that kind of stuff, or you're doing things that nobody else has done. I mean, I had one video that went, I say it went crazy. It was a review of a model kit, and I was basically the first English language YouTuber to review that kit. And I got like 1,000 views in 2 days. And then someone, a bigger channel, one that makes you pay to join their forum and pay to actually see hardly any of their content, they did a review of the same kit and my views died instantly. Why? Because they get promoted ahead of me. When I've got the only one there, I'm at the top of the search list. But when there's another one that's a bigger channel that's monetized, they get put above. And so over the course of that week, more and more people release reviews of said kit, and yeah, mine just completely died a death. Evening, Joseph. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you here. Hope all is well with you. But yeah, so not necessarily a rant, but just a little bit of a thought about how YouTube works. New lady too. Yeah, it's how can I put it? They are worried about what some people might find offensive. Now, for example, last couple of weeks, none of you guys probably watch, but there's a channel I watch called Seeing Arsenal. It's not about football, because I wouldn't watch it. It's about specifically World War One firearms, the history behind the development, how it's developed, how it works. They then shoot it and they talk about it a bit more. Right. They got demonetized for, reasons of showing dangerous weaponry. Like thinking that they're showing how to build a gun. Luckily, YouTube saw sense over that one, and they got their money, the monetization back. But it's a historical channel, but because it deals with guns, it gets put into that whole thing. So one of those you got to be careful. Yeah, it will be, Kerry. Yeah, I know. Yeah, as I say, I wouldn't watch a video about Arsenal, Dan. Don't worry. No, you'd army. I've not seen Amber lately, Joseph. Well, lately today. So I hope she's well. I know she posted on Facebook the other day something about, I'm guessing, people being gits, being bum holes. But yeah, if I don't see her now, or if she's not in your stream later, Joseph, giving the Ewok a hug, a big furry Wookiee hug, because everyone in Fish Fam loves her. According to my screen, Mr. B, I got more thumbs up than viewers, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, I'll say, if Amber's having difficulties at the moment, sending her all the love and hugs, Joseph. Yeah, I will. Well, I won't be in your bedroom because you have to invite me in, Caleb. I'll be floating outside the window. Yeah, seen out of Salem's Lot. Back to the movie references. Also a modelling reference, because if I remember, the vampire, the young boy vampire floats up to the window, knocks asks to come in, and the boy snaps the cross off the model graveyard he's building and holds that up. Yeah, so we went from movies back to modelling again. I can't think of any fishy stuff in that though. Well, I suppose you got the Frog Brothers, so people keep frogs. So yeah, wrapping up the whole horror movies, fish, and modelling in one context. FDA will be at the office though. For sure. Yeah, some bosses don't have a sense of humour. I think I'd have probably gone with something along the lines of, should I fire up the shredder? Yeah, it's yeah, it's yeah, that'd be 75-hour weeks now then, Caleb. There you go. But no, it's like the classic when you get the regional managers coming to visit. Quick, everyone to clean up and tidy up and make everything look nice. So you do realise he knows that happens every time he visits a store or whatever. He knows everyone's just been around and tidied everything up. He or she, sorry, I shouldn't make assumptions that the area manager is male. It's just that all the area managers I've ever worked for have been male. Oh God, OSHA, yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of, should this be kept? Yeah, just chuck it in. Just chuck it in the dangerous chemical store, whatever. Just lock it away, whatever it is. Yeah, old habits do die hard. Yeah, it's you have to, what was it we had? Place I worked, it wasn't OSHA, it was someone else. Similar thing, UK based. And yeah, it was like the random drums of chemicals that people are using all the time, so you just leave it out because people are going to use it, and you have to put it then back, and then they have to come and ask you for the to go and refill their little jug of it every hour and a half or something. God damn it. Because they haven't passed the qualification that allows them to go into the room that's got all the nasty chemicals in it. Coincidentally, the room that had quite a collection of cigarette butts in the corner. Oh God, hard hats. Yeah. Every rule is there because someone was a dumbass. Yeah. I actually asked at one place of work, is there a piece of paper I can sign to excuse myself from health and safety? Now, look, if I do something dumb and injure myself, I accept the blame. Half the time, it's like, it saved your life. Yeah, but I'm crippled now. I would have been dead. Now I'm like just useless completely. Yeah, it's like cycle helmets for every person that has been saved by wearing a cycle helmet. There's one who would have been dead, but is now needing lifelong care. Hey Derek, how you doing, bud? Yeah, can I be responsible for myself, please? Yeah. Admittedly, at that place, the manager kind of gave up with me after a while. No, things need doing, you get them done. Second day, a guy got his hand cut off on a mixer shoot. Yeah, hard hit. Well, at least his hand's not going to hit him in the head and take his eye out. That's the old joke, isn't it, about the guy cutting the lawn in his... Well, it's not actually a joke, it's a true story. Guy cutting the grass with his lawnmower in his sandals, runs over his foot, chops his big toe off, flies up and takes his eye out. I mean, that's just time to give up then, really, isn't it? That's one of them. That's a pure karma bomb hitting there. Yeah, I'd be clambering around in the warehouse racking, 30 feet off the ground, no harness. Yeah, it's. I've probably told this one before. We got told one day that we had to wear a high-vis vest, the fluorescent vests and everything, and hard hats while driving a forklift. And now the forklift is 3.5 tons of bright yellow steel. It's got a roaring engine, a big flashing light on the top. It's got a roof made of bars of inch by half-inch steel. How is a high-vis vest going to make you more visible? And how is a hard hat going to stop you getting hit in the head by something? If something's come through that roof, it's going to go through a hard hat. If people can't see the forklift, they ain't going to see the high-vis. stub. Got the middle finger off on the king. Yeah, so when it comes to dumb injuries, I'm probably the king. And the amount of dumb injuries I've had over the years is ridiculous. As I worked out the other day, it's actually quicker to reel off the list of bones I haven't broken. At the moment, there's something wrong with his shoulder. I have no idea what it is, but you know, just ignore it. It'll get better. Oh, yeah, mulched fingertips. Yeah, so once they've been through a lawnmower, you're probably not going to be able to put them back on. And a bandsaw is going to be a fairly big, fairly clean cut. Yeah, I'm just covered in scars. I'm basically a walking scar. I've got scars in scars, so you know. It was when I messed up my ankle, went in, got the X-ray. That was when they noticed that I had shin splints and technically broken my tibia on my right leg, I think 23 times. And so they did my left leg just to check, and I've done that 26 times. Just shin splints. Oh, yeah, Kerry, I've knocked myself out so many times. Priscilla, my lovely, how the devil are you? Yeah, we've all had those kind of. I say we've all. I mean, yeah. There's my nose. Now let's just make sure it's actually straight again. There we go. So I've broken my nose that many times; it's just not attached anymore. I'm guessing it's. Is it late for you, Priscilla, or are you? No, you're early afternoon, I think. Oh, sleepy. I think most people are probably over at Father Fish, Priscilla. I think he's live at the moment. No, I mean, I've broken my nose asleep in bed. I've knocked myself out. Basically, I've given myself a concussion fishing. I've knocked myself out by running into an up and over garage door. I've fractured my skull falling out of bed twice. And I wonder why my memory is a bit funky. Yeah, horse. Yeah, well, horses is just dangerous. Trying to bang on. Yeah, that's one of the weird ones. I've spent most of my life on two wheels, either push bike or motorbike or mopeds. And the worst injury I did to myself on a motorbike was when I skinned my knee quite badly. I say quite badly. I went around a roundabout with my knee down, so knee on the tarmac, came off the roundabout and then remembered that I wasn't wearing my knee sliders. So I'd gone around the entire roundabout with my knee running across. Yeah, that one left a mark. Try to think what other bike related. Well, there's the usual ones of smacking your nuts on the crossbar, going over the handlebars. But I don't think I really injured myself on a bike. It's the biggest scare I had on a motorbike was when my spark plug decided to undo itself. Yeah, I basically turned my right knee into corned beef, Caleb. Yeah, going over the handlebars. Yeah, the old classic of the the old chopper bike, the rally chopper, which you probably didn't get in the States. Chopper, it was supposed to look like a chopper motorbike, so small front wheel, big back wheel, big sort of L-shaped comfy seat, 8-hanger type handlebars, really unstable at any kind of speed. But the gear selector was on the crossbar. So if you came off the crossbar, off the seat sliding forwards, as you do fairly regularly, you basically spatchcocked yourself on the gear shift. And when they re-released it, they took that thing off and they moved it up onto the handlebars for safety. But yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, front brakes locking up. Been there, done that. That's the weird thing, is I very rarely use the front brake on a push bike. No, it's always back brake. But then on a motorbike, you pretty much just use the front brake. The back brake is just there to, I don't know, doesn't really do much, because when you slam on the brakes hard, the back wheel's either off the ground or just about touching. So to touch the back brake, it just locks it up anyway. Although it's useful if if your tail light goes out, because then you can just rest your foot on the rear brake pedal and have the rear light on. Yeah, so I'm not blown myself up. I've been shot, stabbed, electrocuted, burnt, broken, dislocated, snapped, pulled, tweaked. Yeah, so I only ever rode sports bikes, Tom, so it was more like 90-10. I know I had oversized front brakes on my bike. Let's put it that way. It was designed for, well, it was a 125 race bike. So, you know what you're looking at there. But it had a 250 front end on it. So it had the twin discs. So yeah, the back brake was just there for show, just to get it through the MOT tests. Actually, one year when I went for the MOT test, the guy nearly failed it because the back brake didn't work. It seized absolutely solid. Now, well, that scar there, Caleb, is from when I got shot in the head with a 2.2. So, that was a 2.2 air rifle, mind you. Yeah. The back brake was mainly there, Tom, to keep the front wheel down when you're hard on the throttle. Yeah, just to take the edge off and keep the front wheel on the floor. That was a little rocket. I mean, it was a full race bike that I basically stripped all the fairings off and put lights on and made it road legal. The only thing the key did was complete the circuit so you could turn the lights on. You didn't need the key to start it. But yeah, I did actually check the list, and it's been written off. Let's put it that way. Someone killed it. Yeah, probably a bit old to try and learn that now, Caleb. I wouldn't recommend it. Well, it's easier than a push bike, but if you get it wrong, it's a lot more painful. Because on a push bike, you tend to just put your feet down and stop, or it comes up and then goes back down again. On a motorbike, it tends to do a full 180 with you still attached. and that really hurts. Yeah, actually, yeah, I do have an injury story from wheeling a motorbike. Because obviously you change your gear without using the clutch. Because obviously the second you dip the clutch, your front wheel drops straight back down on the floor. So you're just backing off the power slightly, kicking it up into the next gear, back on the power hard. And I was doing that. Well, I say I was doing that. The bike was doing that. It saw a bunch of a group of attractive young ladies, and the bike decided to show off by doing a wheelie, as they do, you know. And I got it up to, or it got itself up into about fourth gear. Oh, it was in third gear. It was changing itself up into fourth gear, and the clutch exploded. So, well, you know, clutch died. Bike drops down. I drop down onto the fuel tank. Nuts first. Yeah, that hurt. Yeah, it was all the bike's fault. It was nothing to do with me. I was just holding on for dear life, honest. But yeah, I had to style it out. That's the problem. Now, I had to make it look like I just going, yeah, dump it back down, get around a corner out of sight, and then stop and go, oh, oh, oh. Yeah, that was a painful experience. Ah, hey Dan, how you doing? Nice to see you on board. Just at the end. Yeah, I've done all sorts of dumb things. So, I mean, when you're at the point where you go to the doctor asks, he doesn't ask, how are you? What is the problem? He says, what have you done now? Right? When your doctor says, what have you done now? As a first question, you know, something's there. But then when you tell him what you've done and he believes you, right? You know, yeah, I've sprained my wrist, or I've broken 3 ribs, or I've given myself a concussion, or whatever. And he goes, oh, rightio, and he just taps away on the computer and puts it into the details, and writes you out a note if you need a doctor's note or whatever. Right. You know, it's yeah, as Caleb says, yeah, we've all been hurt trying to impress a lady. We've all messed up at some point. Yeah, it's the young testosterone, that's the problem. The testosterone that makes us think if we do something really impressive and manly, the lady will like us. Normally they probably just look at you and go, what is that idiot doing? Just an ankle mowing. Yeah. Broken both feet jumping off the roof of the shed. Whilst drunk. It is, yeah. You get to a certain age and it's the head that hasn't got a brain that does all the thinking. That is the problem, Caleb. And then you get past that age and it kind of starts evening out where both heads are thinking at the same time. That broke his tooth. Even I've not injured myself vacuuming. That is impressive. Kudos to your dad for that one. Although my foster mum did manage to break her foot falling off a chair when she was vacuuming the curtains. Run over by a cow. Yeah, again, I just try and stay away from large animals. Oh yeah, big toes hurt. But then, you know, we've all a lot of us, I know Pam has, we've all stubbed our toes on something and broken them or something at some point. I mean, I've probably broken bones and not realised it at this point. You know, it's you get used to it for a while. The same with being electrocuted. your body kind of gets used to it. Tiny piece of the big toe. Okay, Dan, I need to know more about that story. Did she by any chance see the wasp, flap her arm at it and smack her arm into a wall or something? That's all I can think of. But yeah, if you're going to pop a cow on the nose, you're going to expect to get trampled. Yeah, don't boot snoots drunk. Good advice. Generally, the better advice there is just don't get drunk. I think a lot of my injuries have probably got something to do with alcohol. That said, even since I stopped drinking, I still manage to do it fairly regularly. I'm just that kind of person. It's more, cow's name is Oreo. He's not got the black sides and a white stripe down the middle, has he, Caleb? She, being the cow, obviously. Hey, there we go. Unless, of course, Oreo thinks she's a bull. Then she died off her toe. Oh no. Oh damn, jeez. See, me being allergic to wasps, like, people who aren't allergic to wasps, like, if they get stung, they get stung. It kind of stall for a little bit and then it's okay. And they sit there and they're flapping their arms around trying to make this wasp go away. All they're doing is making that wasp angrier and more likely to sting someone. And who do they try to sting? Yeah, the guy who's allergic to them. You're like, no, leave the damn wasp alone. There's a wasp. Leave it be. It'll bugger off on its own. No, we've got to flap our arms and make it angry. Yeah. Yeah, people do that with bees as well, but yeah, I'm not allergic to bees. It's different. Because you treat one with acid and you treat one with alkali. I forget which way around it is. Yeah, bee stings don't really hurt that much, so I wouldn't bother. The most painful part of a bee sting is pulling out the stinger afterwards. I might say run at you. Yeah, a mouse ain't going to hurt you. I mean, you can catch a mouse easy enough. They're generally quite friendly, actually. Not that I have any problems with Zach around. The only issue I have with mice is accidentally stepping on them, because he leaves me a nice little row of heads just outside the back door. Yeah, I did a similar thing, not with an M80 or explosives. I poured about half a gallon of nitromethanol down a wasp's nest and lit it. That did kill them all. It was, well, it might not have killed all of them, but none of them had wings left afterwards, let's put it that way. Trying to shoot away from the cow. Oh dear. Bless. Did you just not want your cat to kill the mouse? He's like, I don't want to see the death. Bless. Yeah. I'll say it's wasps, bees. Don't wave your arms around, because all you do is wind them up. Bees especially, just leave them be. Leave them be. Yeah, hornets aren't good. Mind you, I've been watching some videos about, the poor mouse was trying to get away from the cat, probably. I've been watching there's a couple of YouTubers who do the old wasp or wasp and hornet removals, and I think what you guys call a hornet over there, we call a wasp over here. I mean, our hornets are hornets. I mean, they are, 2 inches long with an inch long stinger. You don't go anywhere near them things. Screaming. Yeah, I'm picturing Pam's story with the mouse where she was jumping about naked on the back porch, or was it the front? No, it was the front porch, wasn't it? And the mouse ran back in the house again. That's yeah. These things happen. Now, all our various furry friends. So I don't get mice coming in because Zach gets rid of them all. I get frogs come in sometimes, and Zach's scared of frogs because one screamed at him once. Oh yeah, Joseph, you're definitely getting old, buddy. You've hit that magic 4-0, and now you're getting towards the naps are a good thing. Enjoy your nap, bud. Stick something dull on YouTube and enjoy. So yeah, one of my old videos. They're even duller than this. Cat climbing to get a mouse. Yeah, don't oversleep. Set an alarm, Joseph, for about 20 minutes before you're due to start. That'll give you enough time to wake up, have a leak, get a coffee sorted, get the computer ready, and everything. Job done. Then no one will know that you were asleep, apart from the 16 people in here now, and everyone will tell when we get to your stream. So yeah, but now my 2 hours are up. I don't think there's anyone else waiting to go on after me, but I do need to go and drain the vein. So everyone, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget, Joseph's on in 2 hours, I believe. So make sure you tune in, JH Aquatics. I might actually try and play nice this week, Joseph. Be gentle on you. Thank you, Scotty. Have a good weekend yourself. And everyone else. Oh, hi, Mrs. Griffin. Sorry, just about to end. But yeah. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, the thumbs ups, the people who have donated most generously via my PayPal. Thank you again. And enjoy your fish keeping or other hobbies. Have a good week. Bye. Time to find the off button. There's an off button around here somewhere. Come on, computer work. There we go.